that can be a little tricky, right? Do you need to express any or elicit any particular emotion, or is it important that the art gets or elicits the specific emotion that the artist was trying to express, right? That's another potential way of looking at it. Formalism is one of the more technical ways of assessing art, right? So that's going to be like assessing its structure, the complexity or skill or expertise necessary, right, to complete the activity, right? The harmony, right? Perhaps the balance of the piece, right? So there's also lots of mathematical analysis that can be used in formalism, right? So we often use the Fibonacci sequence, right? That geometric symmetry to account for that, what Evan was for that 75% that most people agree on, right? I want to keep referencing that. That was useful, right? So the idea there is that we can account for that 75% objectively because it has these formal structures, right? I think if you've ever seen the show The Office, right, they were debating like which actress was hotter. And I think Oscar makes this point, right? He puts up the Fibonacci sequence over their face and is like, look, you can clearly see, right? The face has the exact form. So that's an example of formalism, right? You're arguing for the beauty or for something to count as art because it has certain features within it, right? So that's going to be definitely a more objective view. But then you can also take, perhaps something that is a little bit more undefined, right? That's going to traverse that boundary a little bit between subjective and objective, and maybe something that is maybe ineffable, right? Cannot be captured because it has this sort of relational quality to it. But that's not going to stop philosophers from trying to. All right. So we might think to ourselves, which definition of art seems right to us, right? And then we might ask ourselves as well, right, which definition of beauty, right, or whether or not we think beauty might have some correlation to this as well. Okay, so I'm going to share this picture. All right. So this is the first example in the PowerPoint. I've copied and pasted it into the chat here. Is this art? First off, what are we looking at? Gentlemen. Yeah, urinals. Good. 3 urinals. Okay. Is this art under any of the 4 definitions that we've looked at? Is it representational? Yeah, right. It's definitely representing something in the world. Okay. Is it expressive? I don't know. Anyone feeling any particular emotions at this? For some reason, it makes me think of cleaning products. Like when I think of a urinal, I think of a urinal cake. I'm like thinking of Lysol products. But maybe that's because I associate them with being unclean, like in an unclean public restroom. Anyone, why do you feel upset? 80%. Yes. Yes. So what's interesting about this chosen form of representation is it's not completely accurate, right? These are certainly not functioning urinals, right? It's just the porcelain bowl. There's not any drainage or anything else. Why so square? Yes. Yeah, I mean, granted, I haven't spent a lot of time in public restrooms that have urinals, but I haven't seen any of that particular design. They're sort of futuristic looking. They're big. They are quite large. Are they? I guess I assume they come up to like maybe someone's chest or something. Yeah, that's pretty high, I guess. There is some formalism to them, right? They've got form. There's obviously intention there in the design, going for this geometric, smooth thing. So I don't know about you? Even if you don't like this, I would have a hard time saying this is not art. Does anyone think they can make a case for this not being art? It's art. Okay, let's try the next one. Okay, good. There's a person in this one for scale, at least. All right, what are we looking at now? I love the faces in the classroom. Yeah. Yep, it's what you think it is. A cube of allergy. If you're allergic to hay, then yes. Right, so this is not just one bale, but a pile, a brick, a cube of a number of bales of hay. Right, and this is clearly in a museum, so this is clearly considered art. Right, it's representational. Is it formal? I mean, is there a harmony, a unity to it? Does it have certain formal characteristics of art? Lunaria can't get over the waste. Definitely expressive. Eliciting lots of emotions. Maybe that's what they wanted you to feel. They wanted you to feel waste. Like someone should be eating this. All right. Well, we're almost at the end of class, but I would encourage you guys to look through the rest of the PowerPoint and also look at more art in your lives and consider even the advertisements that you come across, right? That are trying to say, hey, this is a beautiful person or this is a beautiful thing. And so you should want to look like them or you should want to buy this thing. Ask yourself, right? Whose idea of beauty is this, right? Do you agree with this idea of beauty? Whose values are being expressed? All right, so we will continue this discussion on Thursday, but we're going to switch gears. And instead of talking about art and beauty, which I can see has just fascinated all of you so much, we're going to be talking about the meaning of life. So get ready for that. And I hope to see some of you tomorrow on campus. And then, yes, Zoom on Thursday. All right, hope to see you tomorrow.